You get to examine it, close it, and then you get to do your scene. When that scene is over, no. When that take is over, you ready for this? Not when the scene is over. As soon as you shoot him and they go, action, cut, the guy comes over again, takes the weapon from you, examines it, and before they take another take, he opens the weapon again, shows it to you, and you do it again. And this is over and over. And you're there like, come on, guy, you're going to show me the weapon every 2 minutes? But because of Brandon Lee, you're like, I'll take a look at that. I don't want to shoot somebody, and I don't want to be shot by nobody. This is just common fucking sense, okay? So I've been on those sets, and they show you the fucking gun, and they do the whole fucking thing, and this is it. This is what it is. Now, let me tell you what went wrong in fucking New Mexico. Let me tell you what went wrong. Now, when I go into this, I don't want you to go, Joey, but you're not a big fan of Alec Baldwin. I'm not a big fan of Alec Baldwin, but I'm a fan of movies, and I'm a fan of humanity. So I'm going to take that out of the fucking equation here. You have a $100 a day movie, and you got guns on that movie, okay? If you listen to the story, they wanted the armorer, and they couldn't get him, so they went with the daughter instead. Because instead of having to pay her $1,000 a day, they probably paid her $150 a day. I don't know. I'm not. You have to look at the documents. I'm just telling you what I know when I work on those fucking movies. The food quality is bad. Because you have to cut costs. Not to mention, they were shooting during COVID. Now, I don't know what it adds to a movie, but I know the TV show, like CBS, NBC, Fox, when you shoot an episodic, it adds $400,000 to the budget. They had COVID testing, and that's for TV, and they spend a lot of money, and they do it. I'm not saying that's what it was for that movie, but it had to be up there, and it affects the bottom line, like what we talk about. So now, if you were thinking of having a car explosion, you definitely have to cut it out because you got to pay for COVID, whatever. So this movie was shot during COVID. 4 or 5 days before the shooting, people started quitting the set because it was unsafe, because they were like yahoos down there. They were like fucking Cubans on the 4th. They were like Cubans on the 5th when they get the check from the government. They were fucking doing bullet practice. What's that? They were doing target practice with bottles, and they were using real They were using real bullets, okay? So now, they had bullets scattered on like a barrel. And they had... So right there alone, that's negligence. But let me tell you something. When you work with a fucking armorer, that's like a fucking Marine or he's an ex-cop, there's no fucking target practice. Okay? You follow what I'm saying to you? So right there, that's all negligence. Number 2, now is when we get into the Baldwin situation. This is a guy with a huge fucking ego. Now, I've been on sets with huge egos. They push the boundaries to let everybody else know how strong and important they are. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? They push the boundaries to flex on you, to let you know what they could get away with, and you're never going to get away with that because I'm Alec Baldwin or whoever the fuck the ego of the week is. And that's happened ton. I saw it on The Many Saints of Newark. I saw it on every movie I worked on. There's always that one guy that he's a little bit more special than everybody. So he's gonna, and in this case, if you know anything about Alec Baldwin, it was Alec Baldwin. Remember years ago when he got thrown off the plane because he wouldn't shut his phone off because he was playing like a fucking pocket game or something? You know, this is the ego we're fucking playing with here. So think about this guy on this set and just think about his attitude. I could just imagine how he was walking around this fucking set. You know, and those sets, what burns me up about those $100 a day sets, I worked on a movie called Boilermaker. Bunch of fucking dickheads at the end of the day. It was a 23-day movie, and we had to shoot 23 days in a row because you were shooting, it was a cast where everybody was going to be in the scene. It was an AA meeting, so everybody was going to be in the scene. So there was no days off for anybody. So you had to work 23 days in a row. And I get there, and the first day they're great. But I look at the craft service table, and it's a little light, guys. Should I be angry? in a general in a regular day, I shouldn't be angry. But let me tell you something, guys. I just want to tell you what I pay out. Okay, when I shoot something, I pay out 10% commission to my agent, and then I pay 4 times a month. I got to pay SAG a fee. I don't know what it is, $140, right? $140, maybe $150 a quarter. And then at the end of the year, they tax me on all the commissions, all the residuals I get, and anything I shot. I have to give them back 2%. Okay? They bill me on that on the 31st of December. So it cost me about $800, $900 to be a member of SAG every year. I know I'm a fucking moron. I know. And that's for everybody, with the exception, whether you're making $80,000 a year or not, that's what you're fucking paying. So now let me ask you this. I'm paying this type of money. When I shoot a fucking movie, everything better be in fucking order. My first 5 movies, I went in there with my nose wide open and I did whatever the fuck they told me to. But after you start getting hit, I'm paying for this, guys. I pay a lot of fucking money to Screen Actors Guild. And they want me to make like $30,000 a year to gain insurance. So on all this shit, guys, I want you to know, I'm not whining here. What I'm fucking telling you is that I pay a lot of money. So when I pay a lot of fucking money and I go on that set and I look at a fucking craft service table. Now, what do I want from a craft service table? Potato chips, some fucking fruit, some sodas, some cereal, maybe some granola, just to keep everybody happy, some sugar, not for me, but for everybody else. These motherfuckers had like 10 bags of peanuts on a fucking table. I didn't say nothing. Then they made us work on Sundays. Now, when you pull somebody away from their family on a Sunday, do me a favor. Make them feel like they're special. Buy them a cup of fucking Starbucks. When they get there, have fucking McDonald's Egg McMuffins. That shows me that you care. No, I get there on a fucking Sunday and there's nothing on that fucking table. And it's going to be a 12-hour day. And we're not breaking for the first 6 hours for lunch. If you want a snack, you go over there, you get an apple, you get a fucking Yoo-hoo. They had nothing. I threw a fucking conniption. I just went off. I was just getting off coke. It was like my 5th day off powder. I fucking went off in there. They had to ask me to go home. And I said, I'll be back tomorrow. There better be fucking food on that table. I was pissed.